Why do people overthink? Have you ever found yourself going over the same thought again and again, replaying moments or obsessing about what might happen next? Like a mental loop where one thought leads to another, and soon you're caught in a spiral of what-ifs and should-haves. Overthinking can feel like being trapped in a maze of your own thoughts. It often means replaying the same worries or scenarios in your mind over and over, analyzing every detail, or trying to predict what might happen next. Sometimes it can look like preparing for every possible outcome, doubting past decisions, or constantly second-guessing yourself. When you're overthinking, your mind is busy, maybe even exhausting itself, trying to find a sense of certainty or control, even in situations you can't actually change. For many, overthinking can lead to feelings of stress, anxiety, and even paralysis in decision-making. Some signs that you might be overthinking include frequently revisiting the same thought or scenario without resolution, struggling to make choices because you're overwhelmed by possible outcomes, feeling mentally drained or unable to relax because your mind keeps racing. If this sounds familiar and you recognize yourself in this pattern, you're not alone. Overthinking is a common experience, especially for those who have gone through difficult life experiences. But why does this habit start? And what are the experiences that might have shaped it? Today, we'll explore some of the hidden reasons behind overthinking, reasons that might have started long ago. 1. You didn't grow up in a safe environment. Growing up in an unsafe environment often means facing ongoing stress or uncertainty during some of the most formative years of life. This environment could be one where there was physical danger, emotional neglect, or simply unpredictable circumstances at home. When every day could bring a new challenge or sudden change, your mind learned to prepare for the worst. It became your survival instinct, an automatic response to an environment that felt more threatening than comforting. This experience forced you into a state of high alert, where your brain is always searching for patterns, trying to foresee issues, and creating plans to stay ahead of any possible danger. Living in such an unsafe environment shapes the way you perceive the world. As you grew older, this need to analyze and predict became second nature, deeply embedded in your mindset. Overthinking became a way to feel like you had some control, a defense against the chaos you grew up in. But over time, this hyper-awareness, this habit of dissecting every moment to prepare for any risk, turned into a burden. It's left you unable to fully relax, even when there's no real threat. Now your mind is still bracing for the worst, even when you're in safe, calm spaces. Remember, you adapted this way to protect yourself, and that strength is something to be proud of. But it's also okay to step back now, to slowly teach yourself that not every moment needs your protection. You deserve to find calm, to know that this strength lives within you, and that you're safe to learn how to let your guard down when necessary. 2. You took adult duties way too early in life. When life places adult responsibilities on your shoulders too early, it forces you to live beyond your years. You weren't given the freedom to learn and grow at a natural pace. Instead, you were thrown into roles that demanded maturity, looking after others, making decisions that felt huge. This instills a constant sense of responsibility, where every challenge or problem feels like it's up to you to solve. You've had to be the one who thinks ahead, who anticipates needs, who figures out what might go wrong because you were often the only one who could. This early burden has created a mindset of relentless vigilance. Overthinking becomes your way of handling uncertainty, of protecting yourself and those around you from future problems. Even the smallest situations can feel significant, like they carry the weight of much bigger stakes. You instinctively brace yourself, preparing for every potential risk, and that habit can feel overwhelming. But know this, the strength you've shown in stepping up and taking on what wasn't yours to bear is a testament to your character. Yes, it's exhausting, but it also reflects a deep capacity for resilience. Give yourself space to recognize how much you've managed, and know that not everything has to rest on you now. This strength is yours, but you can also choose to lay down that burden when it's not yours to carry. 3. You get hurt no matter how hard you try. One of the hardest realities to face is investing your heart, soul, and energy into something or someone, only to see your efforts come back empty. It's like pouring everything in only to feel as if nothing will ever be enough, and it hurts deeply. But remember this, getting hurt doesn't mean you failed. Hurt doesn't make you weak. It's proof that you have the courage to care. You don't shy away. You don't close off. You keep going, even when things don't turn out the way you hoped. You put yourself out there, knowing full well it might sting, but you did it because you cared deeply. That's not failure, it's strength. You can't control the outcome, but you can control how you carry yourself through it. Each time you choose to keep going, you're choosing resilience. Each time you stand back up, you're proving to yourself, not just to anyone else, that no matter how hard it gets, you have the strength to rise above it. Don't let the hurt weigh you down. Let it serve as a reminder of how much you're capable of giving, and that in itself is a victory. It's not the outcome that defines you, it's the persistence, the choice to keep pushing forward. That's where true strength lies. For you were harshly judged for making mistakes. You were harshly judged for making mistakes, and it has left a lasting impression on you. When you were younger, it felt like there was no room for imperfection. As an adult or teenager, every time you made a mistake, whether it was something big or small, it was amplified. Instead of being met with support or reassurance, you were met with disappointment, anger, or even shame. It's a painful experience, one that cuts deep and stays with you long after the words are spoken. Those experiences taught you that mistakes were something to fear, something that could lead to criticism, rejection, or judgment. The weight of those judgments crushed your self-esteem and planted seeds of doubt in your mind. Over time, you started to believe that every mistake was a failure, that making mistakes was a sign that you were not good enough. It became harder to put yourself out there, to try new things, because you feared the backlash, you feared the judgment. But the truth is, mistakes are a natural part of life. They don't define you, and they don't determine your worth. Mistakes are the stepping stones on the path to success. They are your teachers, helping you refine your approach, learn new things, and become a better version of yourself. The judgment you face from others, no matter how harsh, does not have the power to control who you are. You are more than your mistakes. You are a person with infinite potential who deserves the chance to grow, to evolve, and to embrace each lesson life offers. Stop letting others' opinions of your mistakes shape how you see yourself. You are worthy of love, growth, and the freedom to make mistakes without shame. Let go of the judgment and embrace the beauty of your journey. 5. You had to figure out everything on your own. You had to figure out everything on your own, and it's been one of the hardest things you've had to do. Growing up, you didn't have the luxury of relying on others for answers, support, or guidance. There's a unique struggle in being your own guide through life, especially when others seem to have support, guidance, or someone to lean on. If you've had to face the world solo, taking on responsibilities and challenges without a roadmap, it can make life feel like a constant uphill climb. You might have taught yourself how to solve problems, comforted yourself during hard times, and learned lessons the hard way. This independence, while it's made you resilient, often brings an underlying anxiety. You've learned to rely on yourself so much that you question every decision, analyzing each step because you know that any mistake is yours alone to handle. Overthinking becomes your way of navigating a life where the stakes always feel high. You're cautious, wanting to avoid any missteps, knowing that there's no safety net. But the truth is, the very fact that you manage to navigate through life without a safety net speaks volumes about your strength. But remember, strength isn't just about facing things alone. It's also about knowing when to let others in. It's okay to acknowledge how hard it's been, how much you've carried on your own. And though it's difficult, allowing yourself the trust to ask for help and to open up can bring unexpected support. You don't have to have all the answers by yourself, and it's okay to lean on others from time to time, to ask for insight and to recognize that support doesn't make you weak. In fact, it often makes the journey a little easier, a little lighter. 6. You were made to feel you aren't good enough. If you've ever been told in subtle or harsh ways that you're not enough, not smart enough, not talented enough, not lovable enough, it can be a heavy burden to carry. This feeling might stem from critical voices around you, words that left scars, or experiences where you were made to feel small and inadequate. As you carry this weight, it often turns into a deep-seated doubt that lingers, coloring how you view yourself and your abilities, therefore leading to overthinking. This struggle to feel good enough makes you question every step you take. You may find yourself overthinking every decision, doubting your own worth, and constantly seeking reassurance or proof that you deserve success and happiness. You work tirelessly to meet standards, afraid of being seen as less than or falling short. This cycle can be exhausting, leaving you overanalyzing the simplest things because deep down, you feel you have to be perfect to be valued. But it's important to realize self-worth isn't defined by others' expectations or judgments. You deserve to recognize your strengths, your achievements, and the beautiful person you've become. True confidence comes from within. And though the journey to believing in yourself isn't easy, each step you take away from those old voices is a step towards a more fulfilling and peaceful life. You are worthy of love, respect, and every good thing life has to offer. Don't let anyone, including yourself, tell you otherwise. If you've watched to this point, remember, overthinking often reflects the weight of what you've been through. But each day is a new chance to trust yourself a little more, to let go of the need to predict, and to find peace in the present moment. You deserve that peace. Let us know in the comments if this video resonates with you and share your story. Remember, you're not alone. Thank you for watching, and if you get value from this video, please like, share, and subscribe.